when you're at a hotel, and you have the option of taking the elevator to maybe the 17th or the 25th floor, do you take the elevator or do you take that door right next to it that says stairs? Maybe you need to get your steps in that day. Which one do you take? I'm all for getting to your 10,000 steps a day. But I know when I'm at a business meeting and I'm in a hotel, I take the elevator. The elevator gets me right to the floor I need to be, and it gets me there as efficiently as possible. And when I get there, I'm not all sweaty or breathing hard. Industry specific publications can do the same thing. They can help you quickly get to your destination, get to your target audience in the most cost effective and efficient way. Today, in our episode of the B2B Marketing Excellence podcast, we're going to talk about how to use industry-specific publications, how to find the ones that can help you reach your target audience. And then I'm also going to define a title which a lot of people aren't aware of anymore. It's called a list broker. What is a list broker? Because I will tell you, when you use industry-specific lists, you will get a 2 times higher conversion rate than generic ones. Think about it. You're no longer sending out those broad general promotions. Now you're doing very specific messages to that specific audience. So let's jump in. How do you find these industry-specific lists? Well, it takes a lot of research, but if you do the research up front, it will definitely pay off. You can go onto Google, you can research it that way. You could go to trade shows. When you're at the trade shows, see who the media partners are. Who are the magazines that are exhibiting at the trade shows? And then also utilize the AI tools that are out there now. There's several different ones. There's Perplexity, there's ChatGPT, but you can go in there, you can say, what industry specific publications would have subscribers in this area? And you list whatever it is, title, industry, size, location, or if you're selling a specific product, you could say, what industry-specific publications would have subscribers interested in this piece of equipment or the service that you offer? Usually it comes down, it gives you a list of different publications. Then you have to whittle it down a little bit more. Which one of them are still active? Sometimes they list magazines, they're no longer around. So which ones are still active? Who are the publishers? Sometimes you can see that there might be one publisher and they publish 3 of the magazines being mentioned there. And that is a great place to start because they can give you 3 databases full of people in the specific area that would be interested in your product or service. Why I love these industry-specific publications is when I have clients who are always looking at the numbers, opens and clicks. And I always tell them, you've got to have confidence in the sources that you're using. When you have confidence in the sources you are using, then let's not forget about brand recognition. If you know for a fact that you are talking to a publication that's all about pharmaceutical manufacturing, you're trying to reach pharmaceutical manufacturers, you know that whatever message you're putting out there, you are getting appropriate branding. So let's not lose sight of that. I know everyone wants leads, but let's also think about branding because branding, like I've mentioned before, is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You want to always have your message out there in front of these people so that you build trust. They know you're not just a fly-by-night. You're not just going to sell them something and leave. You want to build a reputation with them so that they trust you and then they buy from you. So you need to do this research of which publications would be best for you so that you can send email marketing messages to these people. Now, with my clients, I've used both. We use some industry specific publications, but sometimes we do go to compiled sources too. What's the difference? When you're looking at the response rates at the end, when I use compiled sources, we'll see that click-through rate of about 1%. Now, I only look at clicked from the number delivered. I'm not saying clicked from the amount opened. I'm saying from the number delivered, it's a 1% click-through rate. When we use these industry-specific files, at times I have seen 8 to 15% click-through rate from the number delivered. What is that telling me? We are reaching the right area. We're reaching the right people, because not only are they opening up the email because they like the subject line we put out there, but they like the content within the email piece and the offer. So they have clicked. It's very important to look at that and analyze the information properly about, I shouldn't say properly. People want to analyze it sometimes different ways. For me to know if it's a good email list, I look at the number delivered to the number clicked, because the client pays for the number delivered. And that's why you have to, if you're going to do a cost per lead or cost per click, it has to be on the number delivered, because that's what they're paying for. So take the time, evaluate what magazines out there would be a good fit for you. Which ones are in your niche area? Which ones are still active? Which ones maybe have 3 magazines that they publish within the same group? Then after you find those magazines and they are in that targeted area, you're looked at their circulation breakdown, it seems like it matches up, dive a little deeper. See what is top of mind for that industry. How you can do that is, when you're looking at these magazines, look at their editorial calendar. The editorial calendar will definitely show like what topics are top of mind for their subscribers. What do they need to do their job properly? Also look at the social media posts that are out there. Which ones are getting the most engagement? That'll definitely tell you what topics these people want to hear about. And what you can do is you take that information, and when you're creating the email marketing piece, add that in there. Start with that. We know that your challenge is this. Our product can give you the solution to whatever it may be. Decrease your production time. So look at that editorial calendar and see if that is a good fit. The next thing is, don't be afraid to pick up the phone and talk to the publishers. I know some people say, oh, well, the publishers will say anything to get my advertising dollars. No, you have to understand that would be shooting themselves in the foot, because not only, yes, they want to sell the advertising, but they have to make sure that their subscribers are not being bombarded by messages that are not relevant. Because when you send those email pieces through them, it says, oh, you're getting this because you're a subscriber of ABC Magazine. So if they send you messages that are not relevant to them, they might unsubscribe, which means that publisher will lose that subscriber. They don't want to lose subscribers. Publications right now are trying desperately to find good subscribers who engage with their product, engage with their publication, click on their articles, sign up for their newsletters. So they are only going to have advertisers that actually can offer value to their subscribers. So talk to these publishers. Talk to them about what your offer is, what part of their audience you think you'd like to target. Ask them if they feel it is a good match. They will be honest. They will say, no, not this one, maybe try this avenue. Or, yes, we did something similar. This is what we did for them, and it really worked out well. And they might give you, say, hey, an email and social media package would give them that nice, cohesive approach to get them to take action. Or they may even say, no, we are not the right publication for this. You should go to here. And they've even recommended other publications for me to look into. So definitely take the time to talk to these publishers. Now, everything I've mentioned here, the research, going to trade shows, seeing who the media partners are, looking at the editorial calendar, looking at their social media posts, and then talking with publishers. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. It is like walking those stairs up to the floor you need to get to at a hotel versus taking the elevator right to your target audience. Using the industry-specific list will help you get right up there, but who helps you do the research to get this done? Years ago, there was a job title of list broker. And I know some people now know what that is. Some people don't know what it is, but a list broker was a reputable individual that understood the publishing space, talked to these publishers on a regular basis. What are they doing to keep their files clean, updated, compliant? But then they would do all the research work so that when a client or a company came into them, like ourselves, World Innovators, founded 44 years ago as a list broker, list management company, of course, evolved into other areas, but our main thrust of business is still recommending good quality email lists or sources to use to promote their products. Our job is to do all that legwork for you. Our job is to do the research, to vet these publications, to recommend the best ones for you. Plus, with us, we have that history of 44 years, so we can go back and look at tracking historical data to what publications actually do work, what publishers are doing their due diligence to make sure that the individuals on their list are definitely vetted, that they're in this list because they like the publication. They're not in this publisher list because the publisher bought 5,000 records and added it to their list. No, the list broker goes in there and digs and finds this information. Now, you can do it yourself also. Go to these publishers, but you got to spend time talking to them and also going to trade shows, sitting down with them in person to find out what is working, what is not. Industry-specific lists can help save you a lot of time. Take the elevator instead of the stairs. Use industry-specific lists versus generic lists. If you need help with that, please reach out to us at World Innovators. We would be happy to help you. You can reach me directly at dpeterson@worldinnovators.com. And also subscribe to the B2B Marketing Excellence podcast, where I will regularly be giving you actionable tips to implement. You know, we don't need to know all this higher up the story. No, give us tips to follow. Give us the steps, boom, 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 and we will do it. And that's what you'll get here at the podcast. Look forward to talking to you the next time. We inspire success in everyone we meet. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the World Innovators B2B Marketing Excellence podcast. If you'd like to be updated when new episodes come out, don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out our social media accounts to stay up to date on B2B marketing trends.